Monica, next time I think you should actually get up and do the dance for that. I think you should do that. I think we could gain listeners if you do that.
What do you see though?
Well, welcome into the Recipe Podcast, Celebrity Secrets to a Successful Life. I'm your host, Chef Charles Carroll. What a great day, what a great show we have for you today. This is the Gourmet Club live version of the recipe, and we're happy to have Chef Braden here in-house. But before we get to him, we just want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors, which I almost forgot last show, and that's Escoffier School of Culinary Arts. We really want to thank them for trusting us with the show. If you're looking for an online education in the culinary world, hospitality, Escoffier is the school to do that, and you can do that whether you're still working now or it doesn't make any difference what state you're in. You can go online and get a great education from them. They are the best in the business. So also our buddies over at Aceway, Ricardo, Acevedo. Ricardo's a really great guy. Do you use Aceway by chance?
No.
Really super guy, really cool.
Oh, so your guys have to clean the kitchen at the end of the night? Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you a story. The power went out at our place of work last night, and so I had to go back to work at 11, whatever time it was, and then move all the food off the line. I didn't realize how much food we have on that line, but anyway, I had to move it all out. The pitch black everywhere. River, yeah. The area's out. And there's still a party in one of the small rooms. I'm like, guys, there's no power in the building. Go home. It's 11:30. Anyway, so that wasn't much fun last night. But, yeah, so there you have it. So Ricardo's people showed up, and there's no power. I felt bad for them. We're all standing there, and I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, but you're going to have to go home. So
but they can work under any conditions.
They sure can. Yeah. They sure can. They were there. They showed up. They're like the mailman. They were delivering, and they were there. And, yeah, so. But anyway, thank you, Ricardo, for being super cool. And we also, first show of 2020, and we have our team is here. We have some exciting things coming, Gourmet Club Live. While I'm here, if you haven't stumbled across our Unplugged show, you have to subscribe to that one separately, okay? So that's the Recipe Unplugged. Search that one separately. And if you like to laugh or talk about what's happening, current events, we kind of let our hair down a little bit there. We also will be having some comedians coming in-house for that starting next month, so we're looking forward to that. And hopefully Eric, our in-house comedian, will be coming back for some of those shows. So that is a separate show. Also, we have, every once in a while I run into people and they said, when are you going to do another show? And they said, last one I listened to had somebody from like 5 months ago. So what happens is you have to go on those three little dots on the top right of your podcast listener and make sure you push most recent. Okay, it's a setting on there. Put most recent, and that way you'll get all the shows that's most recent, and you can listen to them backwards that way. Otherwise, you'll be listening to something that's a year old, which is fine, but you won't be getting the shows that are most recent. So, and you have to subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, and all the shows load automatically. So there you have it. All that housekeeping is out of the way. So, Monica, welcome 2020.
Hey.
You doing all right? Mm-hmm. Are you going on a Rockets game tonight or something, or what?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Just feeling red with the red shirt and the red kicks. And all right, just a reminder now, the Texans are playing tomorrow. Okay, so just kind of keep that. Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Everything's working, bro. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, I think it's a good sign for 2020.
Don't forget to mention the website's up.
The website is up. There is that's a different gig altogether. But
oh, it is.
Yeah, but we're gonna
never mind.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that next show because we do have a new sponsor, so we're gonna talk about that. So, Aaron, you doing all right, brother?
Yeah.
Always good to have you because you're a good eater. So
I like to eat.
Yeah, you like to eat, and we like having you on this show, the Gourmet Club Live, because basically you like to eat.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, so
we eat, and then we talk about eating.
Yes. Yeah, and where we're going to eat next time. And then we have Chef Braden from Brenner's on the Bayou. How you doing, Chef?
I'm great, man.
Yeah, man, it's so fun to have you in, and I've been to your restaurant several times, and enjoyed it, and was there just a few weeks ago, and happened to catch you there. And I know you're always there, but
I was shocked, honestly, because I was just telling Cody and Reno. Because when Cody was in, I guess the day that he did the podcast with you.
Yeah, that was a hot mess.
Yeah.
Did you listen to that show?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was a great show.
It was good.
It was really fun.
But we went out, and I was like, I don't think Chef Carroll really likes me. I mean, he's like right down the street, and I've been here for 10 years, and he's never come in.
Actually, I have. Several times actually, at least 4 times this past year. But I will admit, I'd forgotten that you were there the first couple times, and then ever since Reno's been there, so then I remembered. But I don't like to tell people that I'm coming because then you know what I mean. I don't want them to make it a thing, but it was great seeing you, and you take fantastic care of us. And we sat at the bar, which I love to do. I like to sit at the bar, and had some cocktails and had some really good food. So thank you for that.
Good.
Yeah,
Glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. I've been there a couple other times at the other bar down below, and like catching the end of some games and get some. I like smaller portions of stuff, so we order like a bunch of appetizers and you took care of us that. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, man. So before we get started into everything, tell the audience a little bit about you and what's going on and how it is we're sitting here today.
Well, I've been at Brenner's on the Bayou for 10 years. And, of course, I've worked with you for, almost 5 years. And then, I worked a couple other places, went to New York. You sent me to New York. Worked for Ed Leonard, which was cool.
Yeah.
And,
Pretty cool property, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I was living in a dorm.
Yeah.
So, and I'd been out of college for a minute, so it was weird to go back into that setting. But, I never really left that setting of living with Reno and Cody. And
Copy that.
Yeah. It was always like dorm life. But
it's nice to see that you actually turned out, you know what I mean, after all that, living with those guys, and you actually survived that.
My liver is...
Yeah.
Wow. No, it was good. We partied hard, but we played hard, but we also worked hard and we learned hard.
Yeah.
And it's great because, I don't know, without friends like that and without experiences like that, how can you really appreciate, when you're having a bad time, when you're having a good time in life,
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. So I've been doing pretty good at the restaurant. I hope they like me. I think they respect me.
Well, 10 years, man, shit. And it's a Landry's.
It is Landry's.
So it wasn't a Landry's all 10 years that you were there, was it?
It was.
Okay,
it
so
was.
when did gosh, it seems to me that I remember them buying that product.
I can't remember exactly what year. I started in 2009, and I want to say they had Brenner's on the Bayou for a year and a half before I got there. And before that, they had bought the original Brenner's. And because before Brenner's on the Bayou, it was Rainbow Lodge.
Okay, yeah. See, that was my confusion. For some reason, I thought you were at the other property.
Okay.
And that's in my mind. That's originally why I thought you were over there. But and I always thought that actually until Cody had mentioned it. So, but yeah. So that's how is it working for Landry's now? It's a different animal, right? I mean, it's
different. It's different. It's challenging.
How so?
You have to know your numbers. You got to
Food
know
cost and all that.
Oh yeah, food cost, labor cost, this and that. Right now, this first month of the year is kind of kicking my ass. But
You get phone calls like.
no, not really. I mean, we do conference calls.
Okay.
And I'll get a phone call if I'm really messing up. But I mean, or I'll get a personal visit. Hey, look, you need to tighten this up, but I mean, so it's not necessarily, they're not trying to beat you up, even though it sometimes can feel that way. But they're just trying to look after their own interests and my own interests as well. So
Sure.
So your title's chef, right? Executive chef.
Yes, sir.
So are you not chef and being it? Are you at all? I mean, you're talking about numbers, so it's strictly food costs and your personal labor costs, not necessarily labor costs for the entire property.
Oh no, I watch all of it.
All of it.
I mean.
So you're doing some.
Oh yeah. I mean, so the general manager is the only person that is above me in the whole building. So if I see something that's messed up, I mean, I have to walk the property, make sure that there's no trash on the ground. I have to, if I see somebody that's, screwing around, call them out on it. I'm in charge.
Yeah, copy that.
Yeah.
Well, what's the property do in F&B a year?
This past year we had a record year, so we did a little over $7 million.
Wow.
Yeah. December was our first $1 million month ever.
Wow.
It's nuts.
Wow. Well, good for you. Congrats on that.
So now I'm worried about 2020 because
Yeah, now there's a new standard, right?
we had a record year,
Yeah.
record January last year. Never been made more money in a January since I've been there ever, and now this January I'm a little worried about banquet business, and
Yeah.
it's just not there.
Yeah. I wonder why that is. Yeah, because it is a little bit more flatter out there. So the hurricane was, we're in 2020. It was 18, right? Was it in 18?
It was
And-
17, right? No, it was
Which
18.
hurricane are we talking about? Which
Harvey.
flood?
Harvey?
Oh,
17 was it?
Yeah, it wasn't
It was,
Harvey.
it was 17.
17 because we won the World Series. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I know.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a crazy time, right?
That was nuts.
Yeah, you guys were closed how long then?
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. So I walked in, and this is not the first time this is not my first rodeo.
Yeah,
So
yeah, copy that.
we've flooded 4 times since I've been there, and the first time was bad. It was a 2.5 month closure, and I got a brand new kitchen out of it, which was cool.
Yeah.
It was great. But we only flooded about 4 feet into the kitchen, and then the second time we flooded, it was only, I don't know, a foot of water. So it wasn't that bad. We were only shut down for 3 days. But then this last one, Harvey was 3 months, a little over 3 months. But and that one was rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
All the way up to the
second floor.
All the way up to the second freaking floor, man.
Nuts.
Yeah. So,
The smell.
yeah.
That's the smell is just the worst. Because you're going into something that there's no air conditioning unit. Anything that's in the walk-in, of course, has been stuck in a box
Yeah.
overnight with bayou water.
Yeah, it's not clean water in the first place.
No.
It's like sewage.
No,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to swim in that water.
No way.
That's how you get super AIDS.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I've definitely trucked along in it.
Yeah, you've had your share of cleaning up after those events, huh? So when you know a storm is coming, what's your protocol?
Try to get all the equipment unplugged. Anything that we can bring up to another shelf to try to save. If it's going to flood over 5 feet, there's nothing we can do about it. But if it's going to flood and it's only going to be 6 inches or a foot of water, and we can maybe shut down for a day or 2 days. We shut down, I don't know, 4 months ago because of all the flooding.
Wow.
And we were only shut down for a day and a half.
Wow.
Really. And we did great. That was fantastic. Nothing was bad. Water came in, water went out. Clean it up. Let's go.
So back to the Brenners. So do you have full reign of the menu? Can you write the whole thing and then get it approved, or how's that work?
I can totally do that. But I can't at the same time. There's some things that are untouchable.
Yeah. That's been on the menu forever.
Been on the menu forever. You can't change it. You can't do anything about it, and that's fine. They're good, solid items. So I don't really want to touch them.
Right.
Honestly, if they're selling, they're making us money.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Right.
But of course, we're going to do an overhaul on the bar menu soon. It's going to be probably the biggest overhaul that we've done on the bar menu. I'm a little apprehensive about it because it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I figured we'll put it on for the start of the season, and we'll see how it goes. And if we need to take some things off, we can take things off.
When does that start up?
I was planning on first of the year, but I'm thinking it's probably going to happen around Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So,
yeah. And so tell us how it is with working in landries. And you said you need to know your numbers, and I think they're pretty good on communication, right? Yeah, they're tight knit. There's the corporate executive chef is in Texas, right?
of course.
Yeah, Michael.
Fridge, yes.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, I met him a few times, and so how often do you see him or talk with him?
Not often as I'd like.
Yeah, right.
He's busy though. And he's split up between so many concepts, and he's doing so many things. I was emailing him yesterday, and we were back and forth a little bit about the new menu. But so I can always call him and talk to him. Any problems that I have, he'll pop in every now and then, make sure that I'm, doing what I'm supposed to do. Dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's, and
And then you guys get together once a year, is that right?
We do. We in Galveston they do a Landry's Iron Chef, and it's a fun event. I mean, I've gotten to meet chefs from all over the country, people in Canada, people in Milwaukee, California, New York.
All Landry's.
All Landry's owned, and we come in and we basically try to put out. There's different categories. Best salad $3 to $4, best entree $5 to $6 food cost. And then usually they try to pick something that they can put in another concept, basically. I've won quite a few times.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean not overall, but I've won my category, so I've medaled, which is cool.
Yeah.
And they take you out, and we go to the pleasure pier, and it's always meat sweats afterwards, and then usually at the Fisherman's Wharf is the awards dinner, and they always do something crazy. Have some kind of theme. We've done the pirates theme where all the waitresses are yelling at you and dressed like pirates, and like throwing food at you, and that last year was, or the year before was Animal House.
Okay.
Which was, it was crazy. There was kegs, and there was you open a thing, there was a cooler full of beer, and at one point somebody I guess was trying to do the Bluto thing where the guy was playing the guitar and he grabs it from me and slams it on the ground.
Oh, no.
It was fun. A lot of fun.
Wow. Have you been down to Galveston to those places?
Yeah, I have. I went to Bubba Gump. Well, I actually worked for Landry's. I was an intern in the corporate office back in 2008, I think, 2007 to 2008. So I got to see some of the inner workings there of, when I was going to the Hilton College and I was a waiter at Saltgrass, and then this opportunity came up. And at the time, the one thing that was on the news was, is Mr. Fertitta going to take the company private, right? Because at the time it was a publicly traded company. It was on the stock exchange, and then the stock prices were going up and down, and that's what everyone was looking at. And it's great to see how the company's really expanded since then. Because I remember at the time, Vic and Anthony's and Brenner's, I think, were the only two fine dining steakhouses in the company, as far as I remember. And now there's several, right? There's several brands in the portfolio of like fine dining steakhouse. And I was wondering, does that how does it affect you? Because now Brenner's is sort of the older brand now that's been there for a long time. Now there's these sort of new Mastros and all these other ones that are coming up. Do you collaborate with them, or
it's all in the family, man?
Okay.
So the guy Willie G's was my first sous chef. He was the chef at Brenner's original for a long time, and now he's
the new one on Post Oak.
Yeah.
I've been in there a couple times too. It's great food.
The food's great.
It's
fantastic.
Yeah, really, really good.
So and Jason runs Type Ship. I think he's gonna be my boss soon.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I mean, he's good. He knows his numbers. He knows his shit. So and then you've got the chef at Mastro's. I know he was my broil cook, and then he was in, I want to say the Marines, or it might have been the Army. I can't remember, but he got deployed to Afghanistan for 2 years, and then as soon as I found out he was back, I was looking for a sous chef.
Okay.
I was like, Colbert, and he already got picked up at Morton's, so I was kind of pissed off at this GM at Morton's for stealing him from me, but.
Keep it in the family.
Yeah, so I mean,
What is Morton's one of yours?
Morton's is
Okay.
yeah, McCormick and Schmick's.
Okay.
It's even if I say I quit and I got pissed off at Tillman or one of the guys or one of the bosses or whatever, and we got into it and I quit and I'll go and I work for some other place. Well, 6 months later, what if they get bought? And I'm stuck working for Landry's again. So you know what I mean?
But I thought after you leave a Landry's, if you leave in a bad way, you're not allowed to go back to any other one.
There's always a road for redemption.
Oh,
Always.
okay. Because I worked at Kima Boardwalk, and then something happened. They're like, well, if you mess up, you're not going to be able to work anywhere else.
Like at 100 different other properties.
Yeah,
Well,
Landry's.
I think that it's, especially after he did the show, he got a publicist. He's a lot more approachable now. Fertitta is. He's always intimidating, He's definitely had a few words with me,
How often do you see him or talk to him?
quite often actually, because
Really?
he lives in the neighborhood. So Christmas Eve every year for Christmas Eve. I think I've not seen him once, but his family still shows up.
Yeah.
His family's great.
Yeah.
They love me. I mean, I've on a first name basis with all of them, and they're really down to earth people.
Mm.
I mean, just looking at his kitchen in his house. I mean, usually I go to some mansion, some rich guy's house, and their kitchen is just what is this?
Mm.
But their kitchen feels like a home. It feels like you are inside somebody's home.
Mm-hmm,
like it just feels warm.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, to be related.
And he's basically the other side of the bayou, right? Does he have like a little bridge or something that he can walk across to Brenner's?
I
Or
remember seeing a bridge,
oh, okay.
but
I was wondered that because it's like on the other side, right? I mean,
it's
You
not
probably built
directly. The
Okay.
River Oaks Country Club is directly behind me. So
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I can
All right.
see the golf course, and from my property.
Really?
Yeah,
see, that'd be cool. Do a little bridge or something, and then
I've seen fireworks
could
for
probably
4th of
build
July
one.
from coming
Yeah.
from the country club. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can put a bridge there, and we'll cater an event on the 17th hole or something, or whatever hole, 13th hole. Yeah, and can bring the food over. But yeah, he. I've only met him once, and his wife was very, very nice, and it was at a Fertitta. Julian Fertitta, right?
Yes.
Okay, Julian's at our club, and a big foodie, and they used to do a competition. A food competition, and it was Julian. I think it was his son, and I can't remember who else. And it was a party, right? And they do it every year. And one year they asked me to judge it, and they I don't know if they do it like I don't even remember now what it was, but there was the best meatball or whatever, and so I judged it, and Tillman was there, and I said hello, and his wife talked to me like for 5 minutes, and I thought they were very, very nice, but I haven't. Yeah, obviously we follow him, and I got his book on my next purchase. So
I have it, and I haven't read it yet, so
Yeah.
I need to. I got it right before December. Somebody brought it to me and said, "Hey, you have a copy of this book now." Okay, cool. I can't wait to read it. But
yeah, I saw it at an airport actually, and I picked it up. I'm gonna pick it up. So anyway, yeah. So what do you think? So you're a successful guy, man, right? And you got how many kids? Two kids, and things are going good at home. What are the ages?
12, and he's 10. He'll be 11 soon.
And
couple months.
you're happy at this property?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they keep paying me, I'll be happy as I.
So I mean, to work for a Landry's property, that's a big deal, and you probably learned a shit ton there, right? I mean, as far as SOPs and all of that, right? I mean, it's a tight knit group. So, what do you think along the way has been one of your things you're most grateful for, or that you think has led to you to be successful where you are today? What do you think is one of the most important couple of things that
My wife. As a big one.
keeps you straight?
Keeps me in line. Yeah. Yeah. I don't necessarily know about straight, but keeps me in there.
Yeah. Good for you on that.
Yeah, my wife and kids, they keep me, pretty occupied.
Yeah.
And then just the drive to want to do better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, you go into a property and, there's some things that I didn't like. There's still some things that I don't like about, the way things are, but.
Well, you've been there 10 years, so how do you keep reinventing yourself? How do you keep yourself from being a punch in, punch out guy? I mean, how do you keep trying to reinvent yourself or make yourself get up and get excited about it?
It's the challenges.
And to want to do better, right?
So I've seen the level of service and the level of, I guess, wanting to do your job, being that clock. You need those kind of people, though.
Mm-hmm.
Still, you need the clock in, clock
Yeah,
out
yeah,
people.
yeah.
You need those grunts, the people that are.
You need
just
people to peel carrots, yeah.
Exactly, the people that are going to be day in, day out, every day. They're going to show up on time. They're going to clock in, do their basic job, and then go home.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That's great. But you need your movers. You need your thinkers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding that the thinkers and the people that are the gonna be the future they're just not there anymore.
Mm.
And when I started at Brenner's, the service, like the servers themselves were amazing. They were a tight knit group of guys that are still friends to this day. I mean, I'm still friends with them. But they policed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They would call each other out and be like, "Hey, You didn't do this. You didn't, hey,
That's
why-
how it
why
was
does your
back in the
table-
day, yeah.
Why does your table look like shit? You know, like
Coaching,
like,
yeah.
Don't you have Brenner's pride? And like that was the big thing, Brenner's pride. Like, and that's just not there anymore. We've rehired a couple servers that are, I mean, there's a course still. You know, I've worked with a few of the guys like Grubbs, the bartender. I've worked with him for 6 years. There's another guy that's 6. I mean, that's basically about the longest I've worked with some of these guys. But there was other people that have been there since I started.
It's a different labor pool for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the newer people, they just don't give a shit. They don't care.
Well,
And
because it's so easy to find a job. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to be loyal to your restaurant when they can find another job somewhere else tomorrow.
Yeah.
Making the same amount of money or more, which 10 years ago or 20 years ago, it wasn't the case. There were a few high-quality restaurants in town, and once you got into one, you stayed there, right? But you don't have to anymore.
No. But to answer your question again, that's kind of what drives me to keep going and try to inspire some of these people to be better. I mean, I've got a few kids that it's funny, man. They talk like there's some kind of like I'm some kind of rapper or something like I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, they're like, hey man, can you when you gonna put me on? When you gonna put me on? I'm like, what does that even mean, dude? Like, what? Like they think that I can make their lives better.
Yeah.
Just by, which, I mean, I guess that's being a mentor.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Yeah.
When can I get the black pants? When can I wear the black pants? I get that a lot. It drives me crazy. I hate that fucking question.
Hey, let me ask you something a little controversial, right? So there are a bunch of steakhouses in town, and like quality steakhouses, right? And each one has their own way of doing things. And I remember with Brenner's back in the day, one thing that was sort of a love-hate thing was that the steak comes out on sort of like a pool of juices. I don't know if you still do that.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that that's kind of, some people really like it, and then some people say, no, I want my steak on a dry plate?
Well, that was one of the things that I was not a big fan of at first. I like it now just because it's, I don't know, it's classic. That's what they've been doing since, the 30s when Mama Brenner started that place. So, you don't want to change something that it ain't broken,
Sure.
But I put on other options, put a maitre d' butter on, a Roquefort butter,
And then you don't get the
then
jus.
you don't get the jus.
Okay.
So if there's a Oscar topping, you aren't getting au jus as well. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But so there's other options for people, and it's an upsell.
Sure.
So it's a win-win.
Sure, and that's the other thing is how does a place stay relevant for 100 years? I mean, you said the best year you've had was last year. That's kind of hard to predict. Like if you told me 10 years ago, I mean, just in general, any nice restaurant that I like
Would still be around?
would still be around even, right? And even to improve and to get better and to have better sales. How does that happen? Because if I see a restaurant I like, I think, okay, I need to hit this place up a lot because it's not going to be here in 2 years.
Yeah. Well, service is a key.
It's a big name too, right?
Yeah.
Traditional name, yeah.
So, I mean, we're lucky because of our property. Because when you drive down that hill, you almost feel like you're not in Houston anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. It's a pretty cool place to relax.
I don't know if you've ever been there before, but it's
I was there for some wine tastings.
nice.
Back in the day.
Yeah, we do a wine fest every year too, twice
Okay.
a year, which is great. That's like 1,500 people all on our property, and we invite other restaurants and do a bunch of food tents, and there's a band and a lot of wine.
When is that?
April 18th this year, and then we do one in April. We do one in October. It used to be a beer fest. Beer fest wasn't, I guess, as popular, but so we switched it to do a fall wine fest. But yeah, it's a fun event, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That many people, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Who might not have otherwise come to the restaurant,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of old fans, but
The worst idea I think was when we did it the day before Easter.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so we had to. Oh man, it was rough. So because we take all the tables, all the chairs out of the restaurant, put it in a truck. So the restaurant's gutted, but and then we have all these tents and everything outside. So as soon as the event's done, we have to break down the tents. We have to break down our stations. We have to make sure there's no trash in the yard. And that's a couple hours worth of work trying to do that before the sun goes down, so you can see everything. And then you get into the restaurant and you're like, oh, fuck, now we got to bring all the tables, all the chairs, reset everything, and be ready for Sunday brunch.
Yeah.
So, and then Sunday brunch on Easter.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it was rough.
Is it, you open 7 days a week?
7 days. Yeah. 365 days a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then that's lunch and dinner?
We only do dinner except for Sundays. We do Sunday brunch. Thank God for that.
So what's next for you, or what's next? What's Tillman seems to be always doing something, right? So
like I said, that I got a bunch of people, and we're all in a close knit kind of family with all the chefs. Some of my best friends, I would say, are, the chefs that I'm currently working with. Right now, I think there's kind of a hole to be filled because we bought so many properties and there's so much going on that there's going to be some room to move up. I think as long as if I can train my sous chef up to get there, take my spot, that'd be a little bit more comfortability of moving up.
Well, if you move up, you don't have to worry about it, right? They're gonna.
Well, I still have to worry about it.
Somebody else has to.
I don't want to leave the property and be like, oh shit. Since
No, but-
Ryan left, now the place has gone to it's gone to hell.
No, but they can just put. Then it's somebody else's opportunity to put another exec in there, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you have anything that interests you in the company that you would like to do?
Anything, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
You want to be in the office?
I don't want to be in an office.
Post oak?
I don't want to be in an office. This is why I got into this business, because I can't sit in a desk and when I have to sit there and do inventory or invoices, and it's just like, those are the days that I just want to, you're sitting there and just falling asleep at the computer. And
What keeps you up at night?
Me,
myself.
I've always had problems since I was a kid falling asleep. Once I fall asleep, you can't wake me up. I mean, I've been robbed. And all of seriously, I lived in the Montrose, and I was asleep in this little 1-bedroom studio apartment, whatever, and so they kicked in my door.
Oh God.
They loaded up all of my shit, stole all my guitars, all of my clothes, loaded it up into my car, and stole my car.
Oh my God.
In my car while I was sleeping.
Did you ever get it back?
I got the car back. The guitars were all gone. All my clothes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just because you couldn't wake up.
Just because I couldn't wake up.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen in the kitchen?
Oh man, that's the Ansel system going off. And then
Wow.
somebody
Was that at?
yeah.
Oh, what's that?
So it's the fire suppression system. So one night, and this is a long time ago.
Like sprinklers?
So but so I got home. I just got home, and I got a phone call from my sous chef. Hey, you need to get your ass back up here now. Ansel system went off. Basically because I had one guy that was above me that probably shouldn't have been there, and he made us keep going even though we lost our hoods. And so you lose the hoods, all of a sudden it gets hot. It gets hot, Ansel system's gonna go off. So
It got really hot then.
oh yeah, got really hot. So I mean, I came in the kitchen and I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys still cooking for?
Yeah.
And they're like, he's making us cook. I'm like, this is not cool. Like, no, shut it down. I don't care. Shut it down. If I get a call saying that I made the wrong call about shutting this down, then I'll take the heat. But no, shut it down now.
Yeah.
We can't cook anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. In fact, matter of fact, we were just talking about this, but the power went out in River Oaks last night, so I had to go over there. I want to say it was 10:30, and move all the food off the line and get it into a bigger cooler because those coolers don't hold for shit on the line. So, yeah, that was. And there was a party in the wine cellar. like 11:15. I was like, it's not safe to be here because there's nothing on. There's no air. There's nothing. So anyway, that was a fun part of my night. So. Well, man, we're excited for you. And what? Anything else you'd like to share? Share where people can find you, where they can find your property, websites. What would you like to share?
We are located in between Westcott and Shepherd, off of Memorial. You'll see that Chase Bank is right in front of us. There's Dunkin' Donuts right there. If you see the Dunkin' Donuts, just pull into that street and you'll end up finding us down the hill.
Not the safest Dunkin' Donuts.
Not the safest.
Not the safest.
Yeah,
that was a nutty day, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I drove right by there that day.
We got a guy that's from New Orleans that works with us. He's like, man, I feel like somebody got shot. I was like, somebody did get shot, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Yeah.
We'll tell you later.
Okay.
That was a
That
tough
was
thing.
pretty sad, honestly.
So Brenner's on the bayou. Go in there and say hey to Chef Ryan and order up a bunch of food. And you'll love it. And if you want to go chill and pretend you're not living in a city, go down there and hang out at the bar and look at the bayou. And there's TVs up there on the back bar, and it's a pretty awesome place to hang out. So
Bygone era.
yeah,
The good old days.
Yeah, it
It's
sure
kinda
is.
good,
It's pretty cool. So, well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming in and sharing with us and having a good time. And I'll be back soon. So,
Okay.
we always look forward to that. So maybe we'll have a little podcast cocktail party and we'll get you a sparkling
part two.
water and we'll go down there. You want to go down there, Jay? Yeah, you'll go down. All right. And gotta keep an eye on Jay. Jay gets a little crazy. And well, listen, we want to thank our sponsors again for trusting us with the show. Texas Beef Council. Actually, no, Texas Beef Council is no longer with us. Sorry to hear that. But the Scofield School.
Eat more chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Chick-fil-A.
We never even liked beef in the first place. I don't know why we had him as a sponsor.
We didn't
Yeah.
like it. Anyway, those guys. No, I tell you what, those guys are good guys, and we love them, and they were great supporters of the show, and we're blessed for that. So, the Scofield School of Culinary Arts. If you're looking for an online education, that's the best place you can do. They have the best system there is out there. So go online and check them out. And Aceway Incorporated owner Ricardo is a really super cool guy, and he'll clean anything, whether it's an office building or a kitchen, and that's why we love him, because he's attention to detail and really a nice guy. I like to do business with nice people. So there you have it. Remember, you're specially great. Get off your ass and do something today. See you next time.